A pleasant day, Sir Frank Buliag, and to everyone. For this video, I am going to discuss the Module 3, Lesson 2. But before introducing the main topic, let me introduce myself first. I am Joyan Marie B. Castillo, a second-year student from Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in English, your today's presenter. So the topic that I am going to discuss is about task designing. Getting acquainted with the basic concepts and the importance of product-oriented assessment, you are now ready to create a simple task design for product-oriented assessment. So being aware or having the idea of the basic concepts and knowing the relevance of product-oriented assessment, knowing its purpose, its role, and its importance in teaching and learning process, if you have all these ideas, it means that you are now ready to create your own simple task design for product-oriented assessment. Now in this lesson, we are going to discuss the features and steps in designing a task. Performance assessment of product refers to the on-the-spot evaluation of performance behavior of the student to determine its interest and willingness to perform the task. So this is an instant assessment given to the learners to determine his or her interest and readiness in doing the task. The quality of the product depends on the performance of the student to perform. Student products provide tangible indicators of the application of knowledge and skills. So the result of product-oriented assessment depends on the student's usage of his knowledge and skills while doing the task. Now, many educators believe that product-oriented assessment is especially authentic because it closely resembles the real work outside of school. Now, when we say authentic learning, this is an instructional approach that allows students to explore, discuss, and meaningfully construct concepts that involve real-world problems and products that are relevant to the learners. Now, what is task designing? So, task designing is a thoughtful ideation of tasks that learners will engage with. It is the process that refers to the principles and procedures by which tasks are designed. The task is a specific way in which a task description, task execution plan, and its workflow are organized. This term stands for how a task is projected to be done in the best possible way. The design of the task in this context depends on what the teacher desires to observe as outputs of the student. So first, complexity, within the range of ability of the students. Second, appeal, interesting enough so that students are encouraged to pursue the task completion. And lastly, creativity, lead the students into exploring the various possible ways of presenting the final outcome. Goal-based project is produced in order to attain a learning objectives. In 1995, Lin suggested 5 ways to improve the development of tasks. First, focus on learning outcomes that require complex cognitive skills and students' performances. Second, select or develop tasks that represent both the content and the skills that are central to important learning outcomes. Third, minimize the dependence of task performance on skills that are irrelevant to the intended purpose of the assessment task. Fourth, provide the necessary scaffolding for students to be able to understand the task and what is expected. Fifth, construct task direction so that the student task is clearly indicated. Now, clearly communicate performance expectations in terms of the scoring rubrics by which the performance will be judged. Now, why is task designing important? Task design helps to facilitate the congruence between instruction, task, and assessment. Without the careful deliberation into which task will be used and how it will be implemented, we run the risk of ineffective tasks and therefore unsuccessful learning opportunities. Considering the task design process during lesson or curriculum planning may facilitate better discussion between departments, year groups, schools, and a trust. This, in turn, leads to more effective tasks. And at its heart, task design encourages advocacy of the learner. It demands that we consider the learner's perspective. For example, the prior knowledge, how the learner may attempt the task itself, and what the learner should or will think about during the task attempt. Now that ends my report. I hope you are all enlightened with my discussion, which is about task designing. Again, I am Joyan Marie B. Castillo, a second-year student from Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in English, your today's presenter. Thank you everyone, and God bless.